Hi, it's math time with Mrs. Depperschmidt. I'm wondering if you've noticed that there are some letters on the wall above my head. Today I'm going to tell you what those are all about at the end of this video. I'd like to begin our study of Chapter 2 by discussing a little bit about reasonableness. As we are calculating with bigger and bigger numbers now, it's really important to know whether your answer might be way out of whack or how close it is to being right. And we're going to discuss reasonableness. That addresses the issue of whether or not my answer is even close, anywhere close, nearly at all close to being right. And in order to discover whether your answer might be reasonable is to estimate, which is another word for guess, using rounding. Today we're going to do some rounding with an addition example and a subtraction example as we take a look at reasonableness of our sums and differences. To begin, let's talk about taking a walk in the school. And we'll just imagine that it is about 287 steps to the office. Let's say that after that we need to walk out to the carpool loop. We're going to take the 287 steps, and then we're going to take 193 steps. And we'd like to find out altogether how many steps we have in total. That's the sum. I'll do the addition here. And when I calculate exactly, you can see that I've done some regrouping. I come up with a solution of 480 for a total number of steps we've taken. But I'm curious if that answer might be correct, or did I maybe make a calculation mistake, a big error? Well, rounding can be our friend. And I've rounded both amounts to the nearest hundred. 287 is close to 300. It's way closer to 300 than it is to 200. Likewise, 193 is rounded to 200 because it's very nearly 200. And when I do my rounded off calculation, it's easy to just look and see that the answer is 500. 500 is not very far away from 480, so we can assume that our solution is quite reasonable. It might not be exactly correct, but we know that we're in the right area, the ballpark, some people say. So we can see that our calculation is reasonable by using rounding. Next, we'll use rounding to do a subtraction example. We'll talk about a large number of seconds in time. Let's imagine that we sit at our desk for 6,253 seconds one morning at school. Sounds like an awful lot of seconds. But the next morning, we only sit for 3,650 seconds. And we might want to find out what's the difference between those 2 days. How much more did we sit at our desks the first day than the second day? Once again, I'm going to calculate this. I'm going to do the subtraction exactly with my regrouping. Then we'll use rounding to estimate whether my solution might be reasonable or if I need to take another look and check my work. All right, I've calculated the difference as 2,603. Now I'm going to use rounding. I'll round to the thousands to find out if my calculation might be way wrong and I need to look at my work again. We'll see if it's reasonable. Rounded off to the thousands, we have 6,000 and 4,000. 6,000 is 6,253 is closer to 6,000 than it is to 7,000, and in the same way, 3,650 is closer to 4,000 than it is to 3,000. Now, with these rounded off amounts, it's very simple to do the subtraction. we come up with 2,000 as our answer, we can see that our exact amount was 2,603. When we round, we can see if our estimate is fairly close or reasonable. Our work was reasonable, and we know that we can continue with what we needed to work on. Okay, that's how rounding can be useful to help you check your work, because you'd like to know that things are correct. It's very important when people ask you for numbers in life that you are accurate. And now I said I would tell you what TSE stands for. That's a little joke from a principal who used to be at Mountain Valley, and he gave me these letters to remind me that I'm supposed to every day teach something extraordinary. I hope I'm living up to his request. I try my best. Some days are better than others. I know you're working really hard in math, and I appreciate that. Please remember to be kind. I'll see you at school.